Halito, and welcome back to the question and answer video update for the Choctaw Nation. We have officially entered into phase 2 of our recovery plan, which includes the reopening of our headquarters and all of our gaming operations to the public. We have modified capacity and operations to enhance a healthy and safe environment for our tribal members, associates, and guests. We are excited to welcome you back. Now let's get to this week's questions. If the number of cases is still increasing, why are the casinos opening on June 1? That comes to us from Aaron White. Our key health indicators are not based on the number of COVID-19 cases. Those account for the presence of the virus in our communities, but not the health of our communities. Our health indicators are based upon hospital and ICU bed utilization in our communities and key markets. We monitor these weekly and make decisions about our operations based on whether or not we're safely below these standards. These thresholds are set in place to protect the capacity of healthcare systems to adequately care for patients, which has been the primary goal of most public health measures during this pandemic. Now our next question is, I live in Washington State and identified myself on the 2020 census as a tribal member of the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma. I love your 2020 census t-shirt. Are they available to tribal members to purchase? That comes to us from Dana Holloway. Dana, first of all, thank you so much for completing your 2020 census. It is important for Choctaw tribal members living across the United States to complete their census and fill in Choctaw Nation in the tribal affiliation field. More than $675 billion in federal and state funding has been distributed each year for the last 10 years using census data, which means your response not only helps our tribe, but also your local community and state for schools, roads, hospital, and many other essential programs. As for a census shirt, check out Choctaw Nation's official Facebook and other social media sites for Census 2020 giveaways that include a census t-shirt and swag. We're holding weekly giveaways with up to 3 winners each week. Our next question is, has the Choctaw Nation received any money from the CARES Act? I read $8 billion was appropriated to all tribal nations. That comes to us from Dennis Moon. Yes, Dennis, on May 6th, the Choctaw Nation received $136 million from the first round of CARES Act funding. Federal guidelines only allow CARES Act funds to be distributed for limited governmental purposes and expenses related to the COVID-19 pandemic. We have put together a committee that will ensure we utilize these funds within the federal guidelines to offset COVID-19 impacts and to make sure and support our tribal member services. Again, just want to encourage you to please continue to submit your questions for our next question and answer video on June 16th. We hope that we'll be able to be back to full operations at that time based according to our health indicators. And always, Yako Ki and God bless.